Yes. Now, part 3 also said I need to explain each one of these. So I'm going to put an explanation for each one of my examples. Example 1. I did not put an ending quote on my string. That's why it complained. The next one was the plus operator needs a number on each side. And my third one, the reason was can't combine operators. Okay, so I'm saving that. All right, on to exercise number 4. We're still in the shell, it looks like. Now it wants us to type print hello in single quotes and hit enter. Python executes this statement, which has the effect of printing the letters HELLO. Notice that the quotation marks that you use to enclose the string are not part of the output. Now type hello in quotes without the print and hit enter. What happens there? Oh, okay. The output includes the quotes. So when I use the command print, it prints it as an just plain hello, and when I don't say print, it just records that it's a string value and it keeps the quotes. Okay, so I'm going to copy this part, put it into Text Wrangler under number 4. And then I'll talk about what happened. When I use the command print, it just outputs the text, but if I don't use the print command, it prints the string with the quotes. All right, that one wasn't too challenging, was it?
Go back.
Number 5. Type print cheese without the quotation marks. So I'm back in the terminal, in the shell, in the interpreter. So I type print cheese with no quotes. Does your output match up with what their output was supposed to be?
Yeah.
We get a standard in. STD stands for standard. Standard in. Line 1 in, ours says module, theirs says question mark. Should be about the same. The name cheese is not defined.
You don't know what that means, then.
So when you type in characters in Python and they're not in quotes, Python will assume that it's a command it's supposed to know, or a value something that's supposed to have a value that's defined. In this case, cheese had not been defined. This is what's called a runtime error. Specifically, it's a name error. Okay? And even more specifically, it is an error because the name cheese is not defined. If you don't know what that means yet, you will soon. That means in the next chapter, we're going to learn how to define values. Okay. So let's record what we did in problem 5. Yep, it's just something you wanted to notice. Some of the exercises, they just want you to notice things. They're not challenging, they just need you to notice parts. So again, I'm going to comment this out. I wonder how you can define things. All right, problem 6. Type in quotes, "This is a test." Oh, there's no spaces between the dots. In between single quotes. Okay? Let's see what happens. It just prints the string "this is a test" with the quotes. We just saw that above in problem 4. Now create a Python script named test1.py with the following contents. Make sure to save it before you run it. Okay. I'm not going to call mine test1.py. I'm just going to put it inside the file that I'm creating. I've been waiting for it to do this. So it wants us to put the following contents, just what we typed. This is a test. Okay, so I'm going to go to my text wrangler at problem number 6. Okay, and since everything else in my file is has a pound in front of it, it's all comments, Python will skip it. So if I put "this is a test," remember it turns pink, I'll leave that one without the pound in the front so that the interpreter will read that and do whatever it's going to do with it. Okay, so I'll save that. And then back in the shell, do you remember how to run your file? Is that what we're supposed to be doing? Okay, be sure to save it before you try to run it. All right, so we're supposed to run it. How do you get out of the interpreter? Control D. Control D will get you back to your operating system prompt, not the Python interpreter prompt. Once we're here, we go find our file. So I'm going to look inside, and it's not in there. I need to go back to Text Wrangler and see. Mine is on the desktop. Okay, so I'm going to change directory to desktop. Look inside, and it's called Chapter1. Okay, there it is. So I'm in the right folder. Now I can use the interpreter to run my file. So you say Python space and then the name of your file. Mine's called Chapter1 exercises.py.
You run it in terminal?
In terminal. Yep. You run it in terminal. You give the name of the interpreter, Python space, and then the name of the file, and it will try to run it. Okay. I just ran mine. It didn't complain. That means there was no errors. But it didn't output anything either. Okay. What happens when you run this script? So at this point, nothing happens.
Wait, do you have to put like Python and then like desktop?
Mine said it won't open the thing.
Yeah, it won't let me open it.
Okay. Mine says
Just save mine on my desktop.
nothing. It's nothing happens. No syntax, no nothing. Nothing happens. No syntax errors. No output. All right. What happens when you run this script? Print. This is a test. So we're going to add the print command to our script file. Okay, I'm going to comment that one out and try it again. Print, this is a test. I'll save it. I'll run it. Python. If I use the up arrow while I'm in terminal, it'll go back to what I already typed in. That'll save me some typing. Ah, this time it gave me some output.
What do you do?
Okay. This time it gave me output. Whenever an expression is typed at the Python prompt, it is evaluated. You have to know what that means. Evaluated. And the result is printed on the line below. This is a test is an expression which evaluates to the string this is a test. Okay? In a script, however, evaluations of expressions are not sent to program output. In a script, the only time you're going to get output is if you explicitly print them. That's what you're supposed to get out of problem 6. Okay.
Yeah, but how come I can't run my program?
That is the exercises for Chapter 1. You can turn in your file by emailing Mr. Alvey at alvey@pineview.org.